What's up guys, this is Sapphire and I'm bringing you what I hope's going to be another exciting replay. Now this is continuing the coverage of the PSI Storm tournament. It's just a $5,000 tournament sponsored by Western Digital and run by Dell and Cybergamer. So really excited here because we've got RedArchon spawning as the Red Terran up against Adro spawning as the Light Blue Zerg. Now interestingly, RedArchon, you should remember, won the Southeast Asia Blizzcon invite-only 16-player tournament. Now, he won $3,000 and punched himself a ticket to the Blizzcon tournament. So I'm really interested about this. This is from the third round of the PSI Storm finals. If you didn't watch the Legionnaire game, you wouldn't know that this is a 32-player double elimination tournament. So this is a best of 3 in the third round of the winners bracket. If you lose, it's double elimination. You go to the lower bracket and you have to go through that whole quagmire down there. So really interested about this. RedArchon played so solid in the BlizzCon Invitational tournament and he won that, and he just won his way through so much higher quality opposition that were just really respected and rated, and because of that, RedArchon is now considered one of the better players in Southeast Asia because his mechanics were just so solid. He's been accused of being not very creative in his play, but he's just a very solid all-round player. His mechanics are so good and he usually doesn't make mistakes. And unfortunately though, every time I say that about a player, give them a rap for this and this and this, they go out and prove me wrong. So I'm hoping RedArchon is the exception. Now, curious as to what Adro is going to do. Now, Adro was responsible for knocking Filthy out of round 1. Now, Filthy, having won the Trans Tasman tournament too, and just being an all-round powerhouse during beta, was one of the favourites going into this tournament, and he was knocked into the lower bracket by Adro in the first round. So, really interested to see what Adro can do against the BlizzCon Invitational tournament winner, and especially Zerg vs Terran on Blistering Sands. You can tell I haven't been casting for a few weeks because I'm still a little bit rusty, but gonna iron that out and continue on with the PSI Storm coverage. Dreadbane should be here casting it with me. He assures me that he's gonna shoulder his portion of the casting, and unfortunately right now he's spending too much time with his interpretive dance, so at some point hopefully Dreadbane will come and co-cast this. But right now we've got an interesting situation here for RedArchon, throwing down a bunker outside the ramp of Adro here, kind of where you would expect to see 2 pylons from a Protoss. RedArchon is going for an open contain here on Adro, so this is going to be hugely annoying. Zerglings coming in, there's nothing in this bunker. These Zerglings are out trying to work on this bunker. He needs to get a Marine there. Here comes the Marine, but the Zerglings going to work on this building bunker as well as the normal bunker. Marine's going to get in there now. Needs to try and save this SCV. Would almost be willing to cancel that, but this is the only thing holding the block off, is the continuation of the building of this bunker. 2 Marines in the bunker now. RedArchon has basically contained him unless he can somehow get this yeah, needs to repair that as it's in the red. I'm sure RedArchon will be doing that, and it looks like he might actually get an Overlord. So this is a really not standard opening from RedArchon here. Just as I say, he's not being creative. He's going for double bunker ramp contain against the Zerg player. Don't like that by Adro. Need to get those Zerglings out of there. The only way he's going to punch that open is with a Queen to tank it, or with higher range units. Now this, remember, is before patch 1.1.2, so the Roaches do not have that +1 range yet, so Roaches are not going to do the trick. Not sure how he's going to break the contain here, and this is very nice from RedArchon because he can just, from this forward position, just keep him locked in there, trying to be a little bit cheeky and take out another Overlord, but these Speedlings are going to basically deny that. And I'm not sure what Adro's solution is going to be. He's bringing out a lot of Roaches, so looking like he wants to bust this immediately. Some Zerg players prefer in this situation against Protoss, who is the usual one doing that bit of a mistake by Adro, pulling those Zerglings back a little bit too late, had them on hold, and RedArchon took advantage of it. But most, not giving me a chance to talk, which is, Adro, but most Zerg players do like to execute some kind of one-base play when they're forced into this, going into Hydras. I've seen Hydra do that really effectively, but looking like Adro is just going to stick on tier 1, not getting his lair, bringing that extra queen down, which will be good. The extra queen will absorb the marine shots a lot better than the roaches all thinned out like this. So if the roaches go into a position behind the queen, you can basically sacrifice the queen to break it, but I'm not sure. Another option would have been banelings. I'm not sure if I agree with mass roach here. A bunch of banelings would bust this open nice, especially down the middle. The splash would go to 2 of them, take out the bunkers, and then fry the marines. But looking like Adro is actually going to throw down some spy crawlers, which is not too bad. There's no vision, and looking like we may even see a salvage abandon right now as RedArchon is giving up the position, just trying to slow down Adro's expansion, forced him to run base a little bit longer than he wanted to, and it's forced Adro to cut a lot of his production, getting a really delayed lair, really just droning up now after he's got these roaches out, and it really has dictated what RedArchon has been able to do here. Finally trying to get rid of this gas steal by Adro that's been basically irrelevant while all the action was going on this ram contain. The spine crawlers warping in. You would expect to find, especially with this mineral count, that he would expand now. He should be. He's got the minerals for it. Not sure what the follow-up is here from RedArchon. Getting his command center, wants to expand. Curiously, not giving away the mass marines with the takedown of that refinery. Doesn't want to show his hand that he is that heavily in marines. So he just took down the extractor with just that solitary marauder there. So curious as to what Adro's answer is going to be. Finally getting his expansion on, getting creep spread going. He does have this spine crawler and a few roaches, so he should be just fine. But he's just revealed that to RedArchon, who's throwing down forward bunkers, looking like he wants to expand at the same time and keep pace macro-wise with our Zerg players. So this is very curious opening from RedArchon. Because he's invested so much gas into these roaches, it means that a switch to banelings would be very unusual. So he is getting that spire online now, just trying to position it in the middle of the 2 bases so it's not picked up by the scan. Most Terran players will scan around here trying to pick up any kind of spire on the left, even going deeper to get spires at the back. So I like the positioning there from Adro, but so far it's been all RedArchon all the time. Got to be careful that this run by that he picked up with that Xel'Naga does not get in the base. Lots and lots of SCVs could be picked off there, but we're seeing the next spawn wave of Marine Marauder coming to this bunker, going to shut that down, and now there's a nice forward position of all these Marines stimming up here, but he's got to remember this is stim with no medevac support. He's going to be surrounded, carrying his way through lots of these roaches, but there's only one Marauder left, and his tank has not had the opportunity to siege. It's not even researched, so not sure what RedArchon's thinking here. This tank is most likely going to have to just run for it. Stim being burdened down on these Marines, and Adro's going to give up the chase. So RedArchon's follow-up there was just not anywhere near successful as I imagined that he hoped. Still no siege mode being researched there. You would expect that would be high on the priority list if he's going to continue to produce these tanks, but he's not. So Adro has recovered pretty nicely here, as we're even seeing Banshees come online for RedArchon here, as these mutas are coming around towards the back, trying to pick off this Overlord, which he will do, and unfortunately for RedArchon, that gives his hand away as to positioning of those Marines. So these mutas are free to fly right into the base, which is what Adro is doing now. Should be able to focus fire down a bunch of SCVs as they are doing right now. So now he's going to drag those Marines all the way back, and then these mutas are going to be able to pick up so many kills. Realizing he has to get the engineering bay down to get turrets, would expect Adro to snipe this SCV. Are you going to snipe the SCV? He's trying to, and yes, he gets it with the splash damage, which is pretty nice. Finally, the Marines show up to try and deny this party, but there's no anti-air. He might even be able to get the Banshee. Would expect him to focus the Banshee to avoid the harassment that could cause him. No, he's going to finish the tank and then work on the bunker. So RedArchon is being thrown into a bad situation here simply from giving away his position with the massive Marines to take out the Overlord. Yeah, it is annoying for Adro to take out that Overlord, and he is nudging his way up against the supply cap, but that is a long way for Marines to run, and it basically meant that he can send his mutas wherever he likes, and he's just trying to thread the needle right now. Pick up the nice SCV, Stim being burned with no medevac again. So finally we seeing that medevac coming in to try and heal these Marines. So interesting situation now for RedArchon. He's being forced to turtle, and if this muta harass keeps up, then this Banshee trying to do some harassment of its own, but not really doing too much there. Only picked up one kill. These mutas trying to harass at both sides right here. Most likely going to go